Title: Forbidden Crowns. In the 14th century, at a time when kingdoms were defined by borders, traditions, and the color of one's skin, an impossible love story unfolded between two royal heirs, Princess Eleanor of Albion and Prince Jabari of the Ashanti Empire. Eleanor, the only daughter of King Edward of Albion, was known for her fierce intelligence and beauty. But she was also strong-willed, uninterested in arranged marriages that would secure alliances instead of love. Her father, a ruler of a powerful European kingdom, sought to wed her to a nobleman of his court, but Eleanor longed for something more. On the other side of the world, Prince Jabari, son of the mighty King Kwame of the Ashanti Empire, was a warrior and scholar, destined to rule a land rich in gold, culture, and wisdom. He had been trained in diplomacy, combat, and leadership, but he never expected love to be part of his destiny, especially not with a woman from across the seas. Their worlds collided when Albion sent emissaries to Africa for trade negotiations. King Edward sought alliances to expand his wealth, while King Kwame saw an opportunity to strengthen his people's power. Eleanor, curious about the world beyond her father's kingdom, insisted on accompanying the delegation. When she arrived in the Ashanti Empire, she was struck by its beauty, the grand palaces, the golden thrones, and the rich traditions. And then she met Jabari. At first, their meetings were brief and formal, dictated by politics. But soon, they found themselves sneaking away from the councils, speaking of their dreams, their lands, and the burdens of royalty. They discovered a connection neither had expected, one that transcended their differences. But love between a white princess and an African prince was a dangerous thing. King Edward, upon learning of their growing affection, was furious. He threatened war if Eleanor did not return. His council warned that no European queen had ever ruled beside an African king. Meanwhile, in the Ashanti court, some nobles feared that accepting a foreign bride could weaken their traditions. Despite the forces against them, Eleanor and Jabari refused to be separated. One night, she defied her father and fled into the Ashanti lands, seeking refuge in Jabari's kingdom. Albion sent soldiers to retrieve her, and war loomed on the horizon. But then, something changed. King Kwame, seeing his son's devotion, recognized that love was a force more powerful than swords. He sent word to Albion, not of war, but of peace. He proposed an alliance not through conquest, but through marriage, uniting their kingdoms through love rather than bloodshed. At first, King Edward refused. But as he saw the determination in his daughter's eyes and realized that war would only bring ruin, he reluctantly agreed. Eleanor and Jabari were wed in a grand ceremony, a union that had once seemed impossible. Together, they ruled with wisdom, proving that love knew no borders, no color, and no